Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Stronger Together. Today we have a special guest, my personal friend, Bopa Pang. Bopa is a builder rep for us in the Stockton branch. And so we're going to talk a little bit about Builder, a little bit about Capture, and a little bit about her process. She's one of our amazing loan officers. So I hopefully you'll get a little bit out of what she does and we can emulate that a little bit. So Bopa, tell us a little bit about you and how you got into Builder and all of that.
Well, thank you for the kind introduction. How I got into Builder in the Stockton office. So I started off as an assistant. I was a production assistant, and we had a lot of Builder loan officers in our office. And I was always like, I want to be a loan officer someday. And how do you get into Builder? I had the same questions, right? And and that was just a goal that I had. I really wanted to do it. So I basically put it out there. Hey, if anybody wants coverage on the weekends, if you don't want to work this weekend, I'll cover for you because I want to learn. I want to see what it's like out there. And I went to my first community and kind of fell in love. I said, this is where I belong. Yeah.
Awesome. So how long have you been a Builder rep for us?
Oh my goodness. 6 years?
6 years.
Yes.
So for those of you that don't know, Bopa, she services one of our top builder partners, Vandel, up in the Stockton market. And what's your capture, Bopa?
Over 90%.
90% capture rate, which is completely, if you don't know anything about Builder, capture rate is a big deal. And that's very unheard of for somebody to have 90%. So tell us a little bit about how you got to that part where you were capturing 90%, because that's incredible.
Being on site, we work with a lot of first-time home buyers, and I already had that experience even prior to Builder. So just being there and meeting the buyers in person, so you're building that rapport, and just presenting yourself so that you have, the builder can hear your conversation. They know how you're talking to their clients, because that's their clients, and then how you're taking care of them. And once you start off on that foot and you continue to build that relationship, that trust, once you have that trust from the builder, and they're going to compare you to other lenders. And if they have not seen the level of service, between you and another lender, they're going to see, wow, you did an amazing job. We want all of our customers to have that experience. So we're going to tie that incentive to you. It's going to be pulling teeth to untie that incentive, because we don't want to deal with any other lender. And that's something that you explain to the buyers as well. Hey, they're building 100 loans. They don't want to deal with 100 different lenders. So I am their trusted partner, and I'm out here helping you, and I'm going to do my best to help you. We're going to get it closed. We always close on time. We're never late. And once you have that trust, your foot is in the door.
Yeah, I can speak for Vandel. They want Bopa on every community. Unfortunately, there's only one Bopa, so I understand that. So Bopa, I know being a builder rep is not an easy task, and people think, oh, you sit at a builder, but I know, because I was once in a lifetime many years ago a builder rep, the amount of pre-approvals that you do when a community opens. What would you say in the first week? How many pre-approvals do you guys end up doing out there?
A lot.
I feel like at one point, most communities on opening day would get like 100 people. Like they were doing so many, at least 100 pre-approvals. And how many of those really write a contract?
Not. Yeah, it's a small pull through rate. Because everybody wants to come to the grand opening. They're all excited. They want to see the brand new model, and a lot of them put in their application, and you're going to get a small pull through, but that's now your database. It's right in there for you.
Which is another thing I wanted to talk to you about, because I know you do an amazing job on those people that don't necessarily close with your community and you still capture their business. Do you have a set follow-up plan? Talk to us a little bit about what your follow-up plan is once you pre-approve one of these hundreds of people that are coming into your grand openings.
So I keep it in my inbox. I probably should have a better database way to do it, but I keep it in my inbox. If they don't end up going with the builder, I usually, put them on some sort of drip campaign as well, so that they will get automated emails, but also, every few weeks following up. Did you find a home yet? Are you going to go to resell? Did you go to a different community? And just staying on top of that and letting them know that, hey, even though you didn't buy here, I still care about your loan and I'm still here to help you. They'll come back, and not just the buyer, but if they came with an agent and you continue to take care of their buyer, you also have a potential to capture another real estate partner as well.
So, Bopa, how did you overcome? And I hear this a lot. So you work at the builder, you're sitting at the builder. How do you differentiate? Like, I don't really work for Vendel. I really work for loanDepot, because I think the perception amongst buyers is, oh, you're sitting at the builder, you work for the builder.
Yes.
So they get pre-approved with you and then they walk away and thinking, oh, that they could go to another lender. But how did you stop that how did you get that perception?
Just telling them up front, hey, if you don't buy here, I can still help you. Because they always think, wait, I didn't buy here, so you can't help me anymore.
Exactly.
Just have that conversation, because if you didn't have that conversation, they're going to make the assumption.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. So I know, because I deal with a lot of different builders, that they kind of get upset if the buyer doesn't buy with them and they go buy with somebody else, and you're still helping them. So how do you overcome that with the builder? Like, they obviously know you're following up with the clients afterwards. How did you overcome that with the builder? Because I know we've run into that several times.
Just, you have to explain to them why they didn't purchase. It's not your product. It could be the payment. They needed to go to a lower price home. And that's usually the case, because if they can afford it, why wouldn't they stay with the builder? Sure. Right? Sure. Yes, they have, great incentives right now. So it's really a price point, not a product point decision. And they're fully supportive, because they know that I'm 100% there for them. I'm not trying to take a client, but if it didn't work out, I still put in the effort. So they still want me to be able to help somebody if I could.
Got it. So, Bopa, let's transition a little bit more to the sales agents, because I know you do a lot for your sales agents. So if I'm a builder and I'm trying to win over sales agents, give me the top 3 things you would recommend that I do.
If you're just trying to get your foot in the door, don't show up empty-handed. Bring something, bring coffee, even if you don't know what they like to drink, because agents love gifts at the end of the day. If you pick up their price sheet, do flyers for them. Even if they're not, your partner, show them what loanDepot has to offer. Maybe it's a product that their lender doesn't offer, and they didn't even know that. So now you might have a chance at being a backup lender, and that's a great start as well.
So now I got my builder. Now what do you do? Because I also know that you still today are wining and dining your agents, and you have a personal now relationship with them. So what do you do with your agents right now that you've been working with for 6 years?
I'm there with them every weekend. So, I still bring them coffee. I still buy lunch for all the agents. We do a lunch, basically a lunch and learn every week, so that we can talk about, products, if they have questions for me, things that we don't always get to talk about during our escrow phone call. Because when I'm on site, yes, I'm there, but my time is really with the buyer. And it's not exactly with them. So being able to take them out once a week is actually our time together to touch base.
Got it. So if you were going to tell somebody today, say I know builder, I don't have a builder, what would you suggest they do?
I would show up. If you think you have that unique product, that FHA Access Zero, take their incentive as if it's yours, show it on that flyer, show them what the cash to close can look like. And, that with that flyer, with the payment, with our rate, you just don't know how you're going to stack up to their lender. And, what if our flyer looks better than theirs? And,
Yeah, you never know what it takes to win them over. Like, it could be their hot point, but you just brought up something. So uniquely, you're using Access Zero in your market because that fits your market. Is there any other things that you can think of that loanDepot does that attracts builders, in your opinion?
we've pulled some miracles for the bill, for Vandel. You got to learn how to think outside the box and ask them, is there anything that your lender couldn't do? We had, just last quarter, a jumbo loan, or actually it was a second home that we didn't offer a 2-1 buy down on. And I worked with Brenda to go to the investor and say, I need this 2-1 buy down to make this buyer happy. And Vandel was completely blown away that we were able to do it. So
Right.
yes, just go out there and ask them, hey, is there a deal that your lender could not do? Let me take a look at it and give it a try.
Awesome. Those are all great ideas. Is there anything else that you could share with us to teach us to be as awesome as you?
Just be yourself and always go out there, look professional. Don't underestimate that you're comfortable and you can do whatever you want because you got your foot in the door. You're still the lender. They could put anybody in to be the backup. They can replace you at any time, so you can't, you can be comfortable. Sorry, my sensor, give me a second. I don't know. There we go. I thought I timed it long enough, but
You're good.
yeah. So don't get comfortable. Always treat them like, yes, they're your partner. Yes, you have a relationship, but you always have to stay on top of it. I always know what's going on with my loan, no matter what and they'll know. They will know if you don't know what's going on with your loan. So on the escrow status phone call, so you start, you know the agents, you start knowing the superintendent, the escrow coordinator. You're almost like their employee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You become one of them, and
Yeah.
yes, there's good and bad to that, right? But
Yeah.
if I'm getting what you're saying, I need to stay diligent and show that every day that I'm hungry and I want to be their partner, not
Yes.
get comfortable and not become one of them.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yep.
Makes sense. Bopa, thank you so much for taking the time today to talk to us. I know if anybody has questions, they can reach out to you. I know you are that person who will answer questions for people. Or you guys can email me or call me. Again, Builder is a big piece of what we do in Region 14. And here, Bopa's a true example. She was a production assistant and learned her way. And for the last 6 years, she's been one of our top originators. So congratulations, Bopa. Thank you for sharing with us. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Brenda.